Hello there. It's pouring rain here. I was trying to see if the sunrise has happened kind of now at 10 to 7 or 7 o'clock. So no, there's a slight brightening in the sky, but not yet. So come, let's light our candle. So the parts of you that struggle, just being with those, being kind to those layers of you. Somebody that you're putting into your candle. And then some intention that you have, some commitment. And taking your oil. I'm just giving thanks, for all the amazing things. Just giving thanks, being so grateful, I'm just struck by the gratitude sometimes, so grateful. So today we're going to be swinging our legs off the side of our mat. So don't leave your candle near the side of your mat. I'm going to put mine up near the top of my mat. There's no problem near the top of your mat. So come lie on your back today, all the way down, lying on your back. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. And just land in, feel your spine, feel your shoulders, the back of your pelvis, your feet. Nice, and then just sway your knees from side to side. And as they sway, get a sense of, how am I today? How is this today in my body? Legs, feet, knees, pelvis, spine. Nice, and then back to center. Super. From here, squeeze the right knee up onto your chest, hug it in. And then draw your forehead up and look towards your navel and imagine that your right shoulder is going to come towards your right knee. And then reach your arm straight up overhead and let your right leg float long until it floats just above the floor. And then bend your right knee, lift your head, draw your shoulder up to your knee and look towards your navel. And then dropping down, reach your arms up, or you can begin to reach your arms overhead, depending on your arms. Bend your knee, lift your head, squeeze it up. If for any reason your neck doesn't like this, then just leave your head on the floor. It's totally wonderful. Squeezing it up and stretching it long. Nice. One last time. Squeeze it up Drop your head to the floor. Keep squeezing the right knee towards you. Let the left leg float long and strong. So as your left leg lengthens out, anchor down through your lower back a little bit more. So there's a sense of wide and deep and full through the lower back. Squeeze your right thigh closer and closer. Nice. Bend your left knee. Place your right foot on the floor and just rock your knees from side to side. Gliding one way, gliding the other. Halfway through February. It's quite amazing. It's so amazing. Time passes. So March is emerging. The plan for March is emerging. I'll launch it in the next week. You'll get the plan. Dun dun dun. So squeeze the left knee up onto your chest and lift your head up and draw your shoulder towards your knee and your knee towards your shoulder and look towards your navel. And then drop your head down. Reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Stretch your left leg long. Bend your knee. Squeeze your knee up. Draw it in. And then either arms straight up towards the ceiling or arms can begin to drop overhead. Palms are pushing together. And just do that a few times. Squeeze your knee up. Stretching long. Squeeze your knee up. Again, if your neck doesn't like this, leave your head on the floor. No problem. One last time. Squeeze your knee up. Pausing there. Drop your head to the floor. Stretch your right leg long till it floats just above the floor and be really strong and long down into that right leg, that sense of surging down into your heel. Anchor down through your lower back and squeeze the left knee even closer. Nice. Bring your right foot to the floor, bring your left foot to the floor. Rock your knees from side to side. Nice. Pushing down into your feet, roll up along your spine, squeezing through the buttocks, lifting up through the hips. Arms are long beside you, a sense of connection into the floor. And then rolling down, land down onto the floor. And again, rolling up, traveling up along your spine, and then traveling down. So travel up and down and just hear the way your spine is taking the movement or doing this movement or just what's happening as you do it. Traveling up and down. Nice. One more time and pause on the top of the movement. Feet are pushing down. So I have a weaker side, so I always have to make sure that I push a little bit more into my weaker side because otherwise my strong side does everything and the other side just kind of hitchhikes along with it. So push a bit more into your weaker shoulder or your weaker leg and just feel like there's effort or work on both sides. And then rolling all the way down, land on the floor. So reach your right arm long and out to the side and bring your left hand to the front of your belly. So drop both knees down to the left and then glide your right knee up in the direction of your left shoulder. And then bring your feet back to the floor, come back up to center. Again, drop your knees down towards the left, glide your right knee up and glide it back, come back up to center. Again, drop your knees down, glide your right knee up, and then pause there. You can bring your left hand to hold on to the knee. You can either make a little shelf where your palm rests underneath your knee, so you take the weight out of the leg, or you can bring your hands so you tuck your fingers into the top of your knee, and you make your leg heavier. So see for your spine whether you need to support the weight or increase the weight as you deepen into your twist. Right shoulder's on the floor, right arm is reaching. And really feel like there's this length that's growing through the side of you. You're allowing your hip to soften. You're allowing your rib cage to lengthen. You're feeling the breath deepen into the side of you. Nice. Release. Bring your foot all the way back to center. Bring your right hand to your belly. Stretch your left arm out to the side. Drop your knees down towards the right and glide the left knee up in the direction of your shoulder. Bring your foot back to center, knees back to center. Drop your knees down towards the right, left knee glides up. Come back, knees back up to center. Again, drop your knees down, gliding over. And again, you can bring your right hand like a shelf underneath your knee so you support the weight of your left leg, or you can bring your hand to the top of your knee and deepen. So see which one is right for you. Keeping your left shoulder on the floor, finding the length of the side of your body. Breathing into it. Nice, release. Bring your foot back to center. Bring both arms long beside you. And just do the pelvic tilt. So flatten your lower back down, arching into your lower back. Flatten your lower back down and arching. Nice. So roll over onto your right side and so kind of shimmy yourself a little bit so your hand is underneath your right head, not the left head. And your right hand is on the floor in front of you and both of your knees are bent and you're comfortable on your side. If for any reason holding onto your head like this isn't comfortable, then just put a pillow underneath your head or you can just rest on your arm. See which way is right for you. And then you're going to keep the right thigh on the floor and your left hand on the floor. So feel that contact and draw your left knee up towards you. And it's when your knee goes back behind you that your right leg wants to move. So don't let your right leg move. So don't go further than your right leg can stay on the floor. And draw your knee up and then let your knee travel back. And just feel the trying to keep your right leg on the floor. I'll just get a sense of that. How do I try and keep my leg on the floor? So you can keep your knee bent or you can begin to swing your leg. This is the moment where I said be careful of your candle. And just feel, how do you keep that right thigh on the floor, that left hand on the floor? Nice. Stretch your left leg long so it's straight out down towards the end of your mat. Lift your left leg up. And then drop it down. Keep your left hand pushing firmly into the floor. So push a bit extra with your left hand now. As you lift your left leg, lower it down. Lift your left leg, lower it down. And then point into your left toes and draw the biggest circle that you can, keeping your right thigh on the floor. Really feel the kind of the magnetic balancing that you have to do with that right leg and then in the other way. Nice. Change over to the other side. So gliding over onto your left side. Your left elbow is bent. Your head is resting onto your hand. Your right hand is in front of you. And just draw the right knee up towards you and then glide the right foot back. But your left leg is magnetically glued to the floor. And your right knee travels forward. Your right leg travels back. And I feel this kind of this deep sense of anchoring and reaching as my foot goes backwards. So it's like this sense of, tapping your head and circling on your belly. You know, those ones where you're moving in two opposite directions through your body and you're trying to work out, how do I do this? You can begin to straighten your leg out. Again, remember your candle as you swing. How do you do this? Keep your right hand really firm on the floor. Keep your left leg firm on the floor. Nice. Come back to center with your leg straight out and down towards the end of your mat. Lift your leg up, lower it down. Up. Get really strong into your leg, like it's a super long, super strong leg. If you've been doing yoga with me, then it is. Great. And then make the biggest circle that you can. So as you circle, keep that left thigh glued to the floor and push your right hand extra into the floor. So really push more with your right hand. And then circle in the other direction. Super cool. Lie onto your back. Whew. Teeny meeny. Rock your knees from side to side. And just feel that. So I feel that in the sides of my legs, the sides of my hips. It's like I can feel the sides of my hips really clearly. I can feel into the lower back and the buttocks. I have a sense of my legs. So bring your feet so they're mat distance apart. And then stretch your right leg long and then swing your right leg all the way over till it comes to the left foot. And then cross your left foot over across the top of your right leg. So at the moment, my right leg is long and it's over towards the left. And I've just brought my left foot over across the top. And then walk your head over towards the left as far as you can. And then reach your right arm overhead. And imagine that you're going to try and scratch your inner thigh of your right leg. And so you're like, oh, I've got to try and reach my knee on the right. And just deepen your breath into the huge stretch down through the right side of your body. Breathing into it. How do you soften? So your two bums are on the floor. Both sides of your buttocks are on the floor. Your right shoulder's on the floor, and you're just feeling this length through the right side of your waist and into your belly. So every time you inhale, see if you can deepen your breath and push a bit into it. And as you exhale, how do you soften and settle? So sometimes for me, the inhale is the easier part, whereas the exhale, I meet the kind of the gnarly places deep in my waist and in my hip. One more time, deepen your breath. And then as you exhale, what happens as you exhale? Nice. So walk your shoulders all the way back to center. Uncross your left foot and bring your right leg out to the side. And both knees are bent and feet are as wide as your mat. Just lift your hips up and drop them down. Stretch the left leg long and then bring the left leg all the way over towards the right foot. Hop the right foot over the top of your left leg. And then walk your shoulders over towards the right and try and reach down towards your left inner thigh. You can bring your left arm overhead. As always, if it's too strong, then come back out of it a bit. You can decide how deeply you go. Nice. Shimmy yourself out. Bend both knees. And then just sway your knees just one more time from side to side. And just get a sense of just that usually irons things out a little bit. Super. Come all the way up to sit. So rolling over and coming up to sit. Legs are long in front of you. And so this next movement, maybe it's just me who does this, but who knows? Maybe it's not. So bring your hands behind you and kind of lean back like you've been at a picnic and all is well. And you're just leaning there and you're looking out over the beach and it's that sense of, the tide is coming in and all is well. And then somebody beside you says something and you go, huh? And you draw, so let's say to the right. So draw your right shoulder back and turn your head and chest towards the right. But you've really kind of scooched your right shoulder back as you did that. And then come back to center. You're like, no. Yeah. And then do it again. What? So-and-so said what? And then come back to center. And then somebody to your left said, yes, it's true. And you went, really? And so lean and turn your left chest back a bit. And then come back to center. And then turn the left side of your chest back, your shoulder back. And then kind of just glide from side to side a little bit. And so go slowly. We're working deeply into how our shoulders move. Nice. And then come all the way to center. Roll your shoulders. Big circle. Nice. So take your both hands and reach them behind you. Now I'm sitting upright. The torso is held in its own energy. I'm not leaning into my hands. I'm reaching into my hands. Push your fingers into the floor and then lift your chest forward and squeeze your shoulders backwards. And just have a sense of you're trying to really push more and more through your chest, squeeze your shoulders more and more. It's almost like I'm trying to bring my elbows to look at each other a little bit more, maybe. Nice. Keep your left hand there. Bring your right hand around the corner and look over towards the left. Sitting up really tall. Get taller. Get longer. Get bigger. Nice. Both hands behind you. Draw your chest forward. And then swing the left hand over towards the right. Lengthening. Getting taller. And then both arms behind you. Nice. Soften your shoulders. And then lift your chest. Soften your shoulders. And lift your chest. Nice. Release your hands and then bend your right elbow and reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. And then bring your right hand to rest to the top of your head. And then bring your hand maybe to the back of your head and then maybe between your shoulder blades. And then try and lift your shoulder and your elbow a little bit more up towards the ceiling. So like push your elbow up towards the ceiling. And as you do that, you'll feel your rib cage moving. And just feel that. So really let your rib cage try and lift and help your shoulder more. So you're trying to lift, and one more time, lift. Nice, lower your arm down. Super, other side. Take your left hand, bend your elbow, reach your hand up towards the ceiling, bring your hand to the top of your head. So decide where you stop, into the back of your head, into between your shoulder blades. And then begin to lift your elbow and shoulder upwards and let that move your chest. So for me on this side, I have to really pay attention because my chest doesn't know what I'm asking it. It's going, huh? So I'm just really listening and trying to understand how do I lift my chest to help my shoulder. One more time. And release. Just roll your shoulders. And then roll your belly, big circle. And then roll in the other direction, big circle. Nice. Come into a cross-legged position and just take your candle. And just bring your hands to rest to the front of your chest. And just gaze at your candle. And so there's a stretch in the evenings and the mornings around 8 o'clock. Every morning I'm surprised at how much brighter it is around 8 o'clock. It's like, oh, it's getting brighter. It's getting brighter. And at 6 o'clock in the evening, I'm like, oh, it's getting brighter. And like I said yesterday, the place where the sun is in the sky is changing. Here we have this bank of trees in front of us, and slowly the sun is rising above the trees. It's just amazing. It's just really beautiful. Turn your head to the right. And maybe just feel what feels light in you, what feels like light in you, what feels like movement, potency, energy, wellness, health. Be with that. So then come back to center and then over towards the left. Oh, happy Chinese New Year, by the way. And happy Valentine's Day. I think Chinese New Year to me, it resonates deeper. It's the year of the ox. Is that true? I think it's the year of the ox. And just feel that down into your body. Sense of life, potency, energy, light. Nice. And then come back to center. So if you're at home, chances are you are, come lie on the floor and just rest there for the next 2 minutes. Take your time, really let yourself rest. It's wonderful. Blowing out your candle, remember. And have a wonderful day. Keep shining. Keep endeavoring to be you. It's very wonderful. And yeah, tell me how you're getting on. I love hearing how people get on, how you're all managing this. So see you again tomorrow, and shine bright.